Hello. Hello. Is it audible? All right. Okay. Thank you everyone for joining this live session on MongoDB. So let's start. So we have today's agenda as introduction to MongoDB. Then we will see the history of databases. We'll go through some use cases, find the MongoDB terminologies, and then we'll wrap up by going to demo. I think the voice is lagging behind. Is it okay? So this was year 1974 when the relational database is created. When we see the history of databases, on 1979, the first database, Oracle, was introduced. Then on 1994, PostgreSQL, and on 1995, MySQL was introduced. You can see on the timeline the first database was Oracle DB. Then after that, the IBM has introduced their own RDBMS, that is DB2. Then SQL Server, Microsoft introduced their Access DB, the open source DB, MySQL came, PostgreSQL. Then after 2000, you will see the era of NoSQL came when the DBs like Cassandra, MongoDB, Elasticsearch, DynamoDB, and so many were introduced. So let's see where the MongoDB comes when we talk about relational database system or key value kind of database system. So it's come in the middle of both. As you can see in the graph, in the year 1995, when anyone will say that will go to cloud, that means Windows 95 cloud wallpaper. At that time, no one is aware of what is going to happen in the future, how the technology era is going to revolutionize into cloud era. If you see the AWS databases, so now they are providing all kinds of databases which are present in the industry right now. On relational, they have managed service of databases like MySQL, Postgre, Oracle. On key value database side, they are providing Amazon DynamoDB. On document DB, they have started document DB, where we store our data in the form of documents. On in-memory, they have Amazon Elasticache, where they are hosting Redis and Memcache. On graph side, they have their own Amazon Neptune, which is a graph DB. For search, as we know, the fastest search engine or the open source search engine which we have right now is the Elasticsearch. So Amazon also provides Elasticsearch as a service on their platform. For time series, they have Amazon Time Stream. For ledger management, they have Amazon Quantum Ledger Database. So today we are going to see how the document DBs are working, and specifically we are talking about MongoDB. So let's see some of the use cases. So the first use case is the Business Insider. They are using it. They are using the MongoDB for their CMS content management system and for their blog. So what's the problem they were facing? So there was a need of a business to modernize their data store for rapid web development and scale. So they came up with the solution of using PHP and MongoDB. Now, as a result, now they have achieved the real-time statistics. They are storing all kind of data, whether it's images, PDF files. Now they can easily access, easily deploy, and now they have high ability of their data. Going to the next company, we have Open Sky. It's an e-commerce platform. So they were facing a problem of multi-vertical e-commerce. So then they started switching from MySQL to MongoDB. Now they can handle massive database. Now they can start rapidly building their application. And now they have 50 times plus performance improvement over MySQL. Now I think it's working fine now. Is it still lagging? So let's see what is MongoDB. MongoDB is a general purpose document based distributed database which is mainly built for modern application developers and for the cloud era. Ports, SAP. So let's see the story of MongoDB. MongoDB was founded in 2007 by three people: Merriman, Elliot, and Calvin. So they were behind the team of DoubleClick. So DoubleClick was an internet advertising company which was then acquired by Google. The team developed and used many custom data stores to work around the shortcomings of existing databases. On DoubleClick business, they are serving around 4 lakhs ads per second, but often they are struggling with both scalability and agility. So the frustrated team of DoubleClick, they started working on new database which will solve their problem of scalability and agility. So they started working on MongoDB. MongoDB is the leading modern general purpose database platform which is designed to unleash the power of software and data for developers and the applications they build. Headquartered in New York, they have offices across North America, Europe, and Asia Pacific. MongoDB has more than 30,000 customers in more than 100 countries. MongoDB database platform has been downloaded over 70 million times, and there have been more than 1 million MongoDB university registrations. MongoDB is a NoSQL DB which stores the data in the form of document, or more specifically, we can say binary JSON. They called it BSON. So there is a company behind MongoDB, MongoDB Incorporation is a software company, is an American software company that develops. So on MongoDB, we have community drivers for tons of more. Drivers connect to Mongo server. Driver translate BSON into native types. Mongo shell is not a driver but works like one in some ways. So let's see the terminologies of MongoDB. If you're coming from the RDBMS kind of databases like Oracle, SQL, MySQL, Postgre, then you are familiar with the terms like table, view, row index, join, foreign key, partition key. On MongoDB, the table is called collection. A row in a table is called document. Index is also index here. For joining, we have embedded on MongoDB. Foreign key is called reference. Partition can be done on MongoDB using shard. So let's see how we can use MongoDB in practical. In this slide, you can see we have an object place1 which contains key value like name, address, city, zip, or tags. This document, this JSON, if we want to store into our MongoDB, then we can write db dot our collection name where we want to insert this document. In this case, the collection name is places dot what action you want to do. We want to insert, then insert. Inside parentheses, we need to pass our object which we have created on our previous slide. So this is how we can insert a record in our places collection using the MongoDB shell. Now we have inserted our document into places collection. Now we can query it and get it back using the zip or a tags. So the query will be collection name is places here, dot find one. Find one we will use when we want to get only one document or record back from the DB. At that time, we are using function. Inside the find one, we will pass our query. If you are familiar with the SQL query, at SQL we are writing where clause. On MongoDB, we are writing where conditions inside the curly braces or in the form of JSON object. So here we have a query, find one, zip, where zip ID is this, and text where text is awesome. So it will go into collection of places and it will find for zip ID 10011 and text as awesome, and it will return only a single document because we have written find one. When we need to get multiple documents from our MongoDB, at that time we will write dot find and we'll pass our where clause. We need to find using tags as business. So this will give us back all the documents in which tags contains business. I think up to this everything is clear. Moving forward, let's see nested documents. So when we create a document on MongoDB, the ID of the document is automatically created by MongoDB as underscore ID. So in this nested object, you can see we also have comments array which contains the details of author, date, and the text. So I was talking about object ID. When you insert some document into MongoDB, it creates object ID. Object ID is from four elements. The first is the timestamp, second is the machine ID, third is the process ID, and fourth is the increment. This is how the Mongo is able to create unique ID for each document. Suppose we need to update our document, then we can use db.collectionname.update. Then what you need to update, where name is 10 gen HQ, and we want to push a new comment into that document, then we will write $push colon then our object. So this query will update all the documents which have name 10g HQ, and it will push a new comment inside all the documents. This is how we update on MongoDB. So let's go for index nested documents. Index nested documents db.collection.ensure index. So this is how we index on MongoDB using the keyword ensure index. Inside that, we need to pass what attribute or object you want to index. On this, we want to index our comments author. For finding the index field, we can use db.collectionname.find comments.author and the author name. As we have indexed our comments.author, so this will help MongoDB to get our document more faster after indexing. In this example, we have seen how we can index nested documents. We can also use regular expression on our select query, or on MongoDB we are calling it as a find query. For using a regular expression, we can write query as db.collectionname.find on what parameter you want to do your regular expression. In this example, we are using comments.author. It should start from fr. We have defined our regular expression for that. So this will give us back all the documents where the comment.author starts from fr. As you can see below, on comments author we have Fred. Moving forward, now we are going to see how we can index multiple values on MongoDB. Suppose we have an object, a document which contains tags, and tags is an array containing multiple keywords. We can also index on array. So we will use the keyword ensure index text colon 1. Text colon 1 defines that we want to index the field text. So all the fields inside the text array are indexed. So if you want to find text, we can write a query on MongoDB as db.collectionname.find text colon tag. So it will find all the documents where the tag array contains tag. tag. Moving forward, let's see how we can store geospatial data on MongoDB. So for that, you can see we have a location key at the bottom where it contains two elements inside an array. It will be longitude or latitude of your location. So for indexing this kind of document, we can pass a query as ensure index location 2D. 2D means it's a two-dimensional array and it will contain two elements. And when we want to find some nearby places with that location, we can use db.collectionname.find location $near and pass your latitude and longitude. This is how we can use the geospatial functionality given by MongoDB. So let's see what are cursors on MongoDB. So for using cursor, we can use $cursor, where we can find an array foo, boo. So cursor give us facility to iterate over MongoDB documents. Let's see how we can do pagination using MongoDB. Page number equal to 3, results per page equal to 10. So we can use MongoDB cursor for this. db.collection.find.sort by time stamp, which we have given -1, dot skip page number -1 into results per page, dot limit results per page. So MongoDB give us facility to sort, skip, and limit the number of documents we want to get from MongoDB. So let's jump into demo part of our session. So for installing MongoDB, you need to go to mongodb.com. So here it says it's a database for modern application. MongoDB is a general purpose document based distributed database built for modern application developers and for the cloud era. MongoDB is used by millions of developers around the world and also used by big companies like Facebook, Google, EA Sports, SAP, and so on. So for getting started, click on try free. So there are two ways you can use MongoDB on your project. You can use MongoDB Atlas, which is cloud hosted MongoDB service hosted on Google Cloud Platform, AWS, or Azure. Based on the pricing, you can choose your cloud service provider. Other option is to download the MongoDB server. They are providing two kinds of MongoDB server, which are MongoDB Community Server and MongoDB Enterprise Server. Community server is free, it's open sourced. For enterprise server, you need to pay some amount. Based which version of MongoDB you want, select your operating system. So on this list, you can see they provide so many operating system. Select this and download your package, and then you can install the MongoDB community server on your system. So for this webinar, I am using MongoDB Cloud Atlas service. For using MongoDB Cloud, you can create a free account here. Give your email, first name, last name, and a password, and you will get started. As I have already created one account on MongoDB Atlas, so after login, you will see this dashboard in which you can manage your all MongoDB clusters at one place. So I will show you how you can create your new cluster on MongoDB Atlas. So it have some steps: global cluster configuration, where you want your MongoDB cluster to be located. So this will give you low latency reads and writes from anywhere in the world. The second step will be choose your cloud provider and region. So for this, I am using AWS free trial service, which is free. You can use it for your learning purpose. So I am using free trial available. So this will give you. Now you need to select your cluster tier. What kind of cluster do you want? So I am taking a free trial cluster, which is N0 cluster. You can also go for additional settings like which version of MongoDB you want to be installed on your cloud. So now the MongoDB gives you wired trigger storage engine. If you turn on backup, it will automatically create a backup for your DB continuously. For that, you need to give about 1.50 to 2.50 per GB per month. And if you are going to choose cloud provider snapshot, the pricing will vary. So I'm not using any backup here. You can give your cluster name at the last. Then click on the create cluster button. It will give you how much you need to pay per hour, and monthly estimation you can see it's giving about $387.62 per month. Create your cluster. It will take hardly about 3-4 minutes to get it started. So I have already created one cluster here. If you can see on the left side of this MongoDB Atlas, you will see we have clusters here, then we have security, project, services. So before going and connecting our newly created cluster, we need to go to database access under the security tab. Here we need to create a super user for our database, a new user for our MongoDB cluster. I will give it as a user 1. I will give the password as user 1 pass, user pass. Okay, then I'll create it. So here for this user I am giving read and write to any database access. So I will click on add user button and it will create a new user for me. As you can see, the user 1 has been created with read write any database access. So after creating a user for our MongoDB cluster, we need to go and set the IPs. We need to whitelist the IPs which are going to use our MongoDB cluster. So go to add IP address, whitelist entry, add the current IP address and confirm it. So I have given here 4 times 0 slash 0, which means it will allow connection from any IP address. But when you're going for production kind of environment, you should not allow access from any IP address. Only allow access from your VPC or known IP addresses. All right. So when you have created your own cluster, you have created your admin user and you have given the IP address. Now you are ready to connect your MongoDB using any MongoDB GUI. For this demo, I am using MongoDB Compass. If you go to MongoDB site, mongodb.com, on the software section, you will see they are providing a GUI for MongoDB, that is a MongoDB Compass. I have already downloaded Compass in my system. You can also download it on your system and connect that with your cluster. So I have already connected with my cluster. On my cluster, I have these are the collections which I have on my MongoDB cluster. I have about 9 DBs and 25 collections. I am running MongoDB 4 on my Atlas cluster, as you can see here. So for connecting MongoDB cluster, click on the connect button. If you want to connect MongoDB from Mongo shell, download the Mongo shell based on your operating system. Copy the URL here and open your terminal and paste that connection URL. When you connect your MongoDB on your terminal, it will ask you for the password of your admin user. We'll give the username as admin. Now you can see it's connecting to MongoDB shell. I have to give the password for username admin, and now we are connected to MongoDB. So now we are inside our MongoDB. So if I will write a query show DBs, it will give you a list of all the DBs which I have. Let me zoom it out so you can see it clearly. I think it's clear now. Everyone can see it. Okay. So show DBs will give a list of all the DBs which I have. If I need to go into particular DB, then I should write use. I want to see the collection of sample Airbnb, then I will use the keyword as use sample underscore Airbnb. So now I'm switched to DB sample Airbnb. Now I can write query as show collection. In this, I have only one collection, that is listing and reviews. So you know the query to get any document from this particular collection we need to write db dot listings and reviews dot count will give how many documents we have inside that. Dot find one. So this will give if you can see we got one document from that query. So here is the document you can see which we got from our MongoDB in response. So it's a huge. Anyways, now you got the idea how you can use MongoDB shell for connecting and viewing your documents inside MongoDB. So MongoDB can also be connected with Compass, as I have shown you. I have a Compass here which I have downloaded from the MongoDB website. The other option will be to use the MongoDB driver, as MongoDB have